Delco Dan's Dirty Golf Picks.
Welcome to Delco Dan's Dirty Golf Picks, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinking Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Soft serve got us last week.
Did it.
It did.
Finally got it done.
Did for me.
Doesn't count, though. It's not a full major. It's a half major. It's a bad venue. Valhalla sucks.
Any other half majors?
Any real major, Xander would not win. But he got his on the easiest setup possible.
It counts. Hey, dude, nobody else did.
I'm not going to be a hitter.
Guy was close, but...
Not going to be a hitter. It's a full major, but come on. Like 21 under. There's been, 4 62s recently at majors when the record... Remember when 63 at a major was like, oh, Johnny Miller, like this crazy...
I remember when 65 sounded impossible.
It was this crazy number. 63 was like the big deal.
It was.
Now it's like him and Ricky shot 62s last year. He shot another 62 this week or last week. Yeah, dude, we've gone too far.
It's starting to feel like NBA players who are always dropping 60 now, where you're just like, all right, why? What's the answer of why?
Ball's juiced.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we hit the ball too far. So they're rolling the ball back in a few years anyway. So
what does that mean for the audience?
They're going to dead the ball.
Oh, they are? So it's the same as baseball then?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think, I forget what year it is, but in like 3 or 4 years, they're supposed to move on to this like universal golf ball.
Do you like lower scores? Are you in that camp or
not for majors? Because like that's every PGA Tour event usually, right? Like it's kind of a racehorse, or it's like who can go the fastest, who can go the lowest. Mm-hmm. I like seeing guys struggle. I like when par is a good score.
Mm-hmm. I did too. There was a years and years ago. I forget. It was Pebble, and I remember one player shot at like -3. Everybody else was even or worse, and they ended up winning the entire championship. And you're right. They should be harder than every other course there is, but deadening the ball will affect all of this.
It'll separate the guys. Just like making the course harder separates like, the best players from the worst. So the easier the course, the more kind of congested it gets because everybody on tour is really good.
Yep.
But when you make conditions tough, like for even the pros, that's when the best players shine. So that's why I like majors to be a little harder.
If they go with this universal golf ball that you're talking about, and let's say LIV continues on and they don't merge, because right now it doesn't appear that they're close to merging. Would LIV be able to dictate their own golf ball?
No, it doesn't matter, right? So it's only for majors.
Only for majors?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's the USGA is doing it.
Okay.
And I believe PGA of America is going to adopt it. I believe the RNA is going to adopt it, the Masters. So they'll play like the same universal ball for the majors.
Interesting. Because, again, with LIV, you could probably do whatever you wanted, and then you go back to a dead ball.
I mean, if I'm LIV right now, I make them tennis balls. Fuck it, go the other way.
Why not?
No one's watching your product.
At this point, who cares, I guess, even looking at the events, it's either this weekend or next weekend in Houston. They've got Macklemore playing a concert there.
No, thank you.
No.
That doesn't really... Does Macklemore really get you juiced up for anything, really?
Sure doesn't.
Is he going to be in full Zionist Junos?
He has to be, or a hijab, or whatever the fuck it is. But that's at Houston. There was a bunch of listeners who would hit me up of like, hey, you guys going to the LIV event with Macklemore? And I was like...
No, thank you.
No, I won't be there in Houston next week.
I'll be in Vegas this weekend, actually, though.
Really? For Memorial Day?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I'll be seeing The Dead.
No shit.
Grateful Dead's playing the Sphere.
No way.
Yeah.
That's dope.
John Mayer on guitar.
Have you been?
No.
To the Sphere?
This will be my first time.
Oh, man. That's great. Where'd you get tickets at?
Online.
No. Did you get in 200s? What section?
They were too expensive. I went 100s.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. You don't want to be on the floor. I always tell people you don't want to be on the floor in front of a fucking band.
Because you want to be able to see stuff.
Yes. So 100s, 200s are good. Okay.
200 levels, we're looking at like $1,000. I wasn't doing that.
They're pricey.
Yeah,
they're pricey. And The Dead, look, you'll see Miles Teller there. Guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
All right, on to this week. We're at Charles Schwab Challenge. I know it's in Texas. What city?
Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Is it really?
Again, we're back.
God damn it, dude. All right.
I think it's
the
more Fort
usual
Worth.
suspects there. We always bet on the usual suspects who are out of that area.
Because there's so many golfers from that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's why they go back to all these. They go 3 or 4 times a year.
I mean, I could potentially, who knows? I mean, the weather's great, and Dallas is one of those cities where you can go. There's nice places to stay. The golf courses are nice. Like, I get it. I get the allure of Dallas from a traffic standpoint.
Colonial's also a classic course. It's one of the OGs. So it's got a history.
Yeah, look, that whole area is beautiful, so I understand all of it. But they're playing a lot of events there. There's a lot of players there. Are you going with any locals here to win this thing?
I am.
All right.
My first pick, Fort Worth TCU guy,
Legend.
Tom Hoagie.
Hoagie Fest.
It's Hoagie Fest. 43 to 1, $100 there.
All right.
We're then going Adam Shank. I have no idea where Adam Shank's from, but he's 85 to 1, and he finished second here last year. Likes the course. $100.
right.
They did revamp the entire greens and kind of redid the course over the last year, so it's gonna play a little different, maybe a little harder.
Okay.
Then a guy, all the models are just spitting out, just yelling at me.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Yu.
Never heard of him, actually. Never heard of
You.
Kevin Yu. Yeah,
Soldier
no.
Boy, tell him.
I've heard Soldier Boy, and I've been told by Soldier Boy what to scream out, but I don't know who this person is.
He went to Arizona State, so
Good for him.
he's a party guy.
All right.
Yeah, party
I'll
Asian.
support that. I'll support a party Asian.
He's 120 to 1.
Jesus Christ.
$100 to win, 12 grand. Let's go.
Has he ever won?
Not yet, but he's been close.
Okay.
Like in these kind of like fringe tournaments. Granted, Scotty's in this tournament. He's plus like 250 or whatever, 280. No, thank you. With all the legal stuff he's going through right now, the charges did not get dropped.
I thought they did, so that was incorrect on my part. I read an article in the New York Post, and it seemed like they were going to drop them. However, with no body cam, I guess you can do whatever you want. And
They're just dragging this through the mud. Makes no sense.
He even said himself with a presser afterwards. I don't know if you watched it, but he said, "Yeah, it all became a lot." And the text messages. He said all of his buddies on tour were just fucking hammering him as
Of
well.
course, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was endless. And then everybody showing up at the course with the T-shirts on, his mugshot, and all that stuff. For a guy like that, who's pretty fucking boring and Christian, that's probably a lot mentally to take on that he never has to deal with.
God, and was it perfect that the first person that greeted him at the golf course was fucking Ricky Fowler?
Was it really?
Yeah. Just like Ricky trying to make everything about him, even though he doesn't play good golf anymore. Like, all right, Rick, thanks
Good
for that.
for
Thanks
him,
for dapping him up. I'm sure you're really homies with Scotty Scheffler. You're not, dude.
Are they not?
No.
Okay.
We got first round leaders going Kevin Yu again, 85 to 1. So not quite that 120 number, but he gets out to a fast start. He can make birdies and punches. I like that. Only $50 there. And then $50 on Hayden Buckley at 200 to 1 for a first round leader. So $50 will win you, was it $10,000?
Yeah, that's
For a first round leader.
That's a lot. What is it? $50,
To win $10,000
$10,000 on Hayden Buckley.
for a first round leader.
Okay.
If that hits by itself solo, that should count as a win.
Yeah, I'll
You'll
do
allow
all the
that.
things. Why him though, and why should we bet on that?
He's played well here. He has a good course history, and he's for sure not going to win,
No,
but he could be a first round leader.
yeah.
But he's definitely not going to win.
No. But a first round leader would be fun.
Yeah. And when you take these first round leaders, it's
It's a lottery.
even
ticket.
more of a lotto ticket, right? Like
I've never got one. Have you ever got one?
I've gotten one. It was a Peter Malnati a couple years back. But you want the bigger numbers because if they do tie with somebody, you have to split the win-ins with how many people they tie with.
Yeah.
So I usually go for the bigger number on the first round leader. Then we got top 20s on Lucas Glover at plus 236, Adam Shank at plus 310, Patrick Rogers at plus 360, Kevin Yu at plus 360, all in on you this week. CT Pan at plus 580, and then Hayden Buckley for a top 20, plus 1150, $100 to win $1,150.
Wow. I mean, you're really going for it here. If even that Hayden Buckley top 20, 1150 there?
Well, we just did a Casino Friday, and I have to maybe chase a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You down bad over there? It happens.
It didn't go well.
Well, you were up.
We were up.
You were up big last
And then we
week.
went up even bigger, and we came crashing down to earth.
It all fell apart.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. You know?
Stay tuned watch Friday.
You'll be, hey, maybe it helps you, though, for this weekend.
Yeah, it made me prepped. I'm gonna be hitting the tables hard this weekend.
I'm sure.
I'll be hitting the sportsbook too. Oh, and also Indy 500 this week.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
I believe there's a man named Ferrucci.
Sure.
I'm getting it from my Indy and my F1 insider, Jared Borslow. He said Ferrucci at 20-1, hammer.
All right. I'm looking at Max Verstappen. Okay.
He's not in it. Yeah. It's
not in it?
It's IndyCar racing. It's
Oh,
not
it
F1,
is?
Yeah.
All right. I know nothing about IndyCar. And
I don't either.
I won't pretend to.
But Ferrucci, 21, hammer. Dude's apparently a total psychopath. Runs people
Great.
off the fucking course, off the track.
Look, I'm all in for anything these days because we're heading into the dog days of summer before football starts.
I think he's like a massive Trump guy too, so you might like that.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that'll make me put some money on him just to do it. I need something. I need money on something in the background, or I just don't feel alive. I don't feel alive. Even at my 2-year-old's birthday party, I had everybody rooting for Bryson DeChambeau.
Makes things more exciting.
It
I
does.
get it. Yeah.
It does. But it's also helpful that every other father in every single neighborhood in America is now gambling on all of this stuff as well.
Did well last night. I had Pacers +10, and I also had the over. I'm just every Pacers Celtics game. I don't care what the number is, over.
They should have won that game last night. But I had the +10 as well. That was an easy one, I thought. But
Halliburton just dribbling off his knees like 4 times at the end. What are you doing?
I will say this for the Celtics. It was always about the stars and whether or not the stars would show up. It's a big time shot, and he hit it
In overtime, but he missed the shot in regulation. Tatum?
Not Tatum. Talking about Brown.
Jaylen Brown hit it, yeah. He picked him up. But if you remember...
That was like watching the replay of that was great defense, an impossible shot, and it went in.
But you'll realize Tatum got bailed out because he had a wide open 3.
He sure did.
Within like 30 seconds of, at the end of regulation and missed it. And for some reason, Halliburton just, boofs it off his leg out of bounds. It's like, what are you
And he took an awful shot with 3.5 seconds left to put you just needed a 2.
And then he also,
game.
yeah, there's that. There's also an overtime where he just gets clamped down by Drew Holiday and gets sent into the broadcast booth.
He's not the guy yet. He will be someday, but he's not yet. All right, this weekend, my picks. I'm going with Max Homa at 20-1 here. Simply because I'm with you. I don't think Scotty Scheffler mentally is going to be in it this week, but it also wouldn't surprise me if he just boat raced the fucking field either.
Homa's a good iron player. This is a place where you're rewarded for good iron play. And yeah, Homa, he picks off one of these, quote unquote, bigger venues every year.
Yeah. Also going with Tony Finau. It's 27-1. Played well last week and then just kind of disappeared on Sunday like he always
Can't
does.
putt.
Yep.
Can't putt.
But he'll end up winning. He's good for 1 win a year. It just depends on where it's at.
Typically against the scrubs. So it'll be maybe in Mexico, Puerto Rico.
Yeah. And this week,
He's not playing Puerto Rico anymore, but you get it.
Yeah,
a venue where there's nobody there except him and maybe, I don't know, fucking Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. And then last but not least, I'm going to go with a guy that's been playing very well all year but hasn't won, Thomas Dietrich at 50-1. He's just always been on the leaderboard, so maybe he can break through in one of these.
He's boom or bust. He either is in the mix very much so, top 5, top 10, or it doesn't make the cut. So
yeah.
Hopefully
this is the week that he pulls it all together and goes through because shit, he could have won a couple of these this year, but
definitely could have won the Farmers.
Yeah,
at Torrey, he blew that.
So that's where I'm at this week. It's a weird tournament, man. It's a weird time. For golf because, you do have some names, but then the rest of these guys, I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And I don't know if it's because so many people have gone over to live that this is just kind of what it is now. Jordan Spieth, I typically
if you look at the live roster too, once you get past the first 8 names, it gets bleak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I almost feel that way about this. God, I was so close to putting Brian Harmon in the mix this week too. I just hate him.
It's hard to root for.
I know.
I
don't like ugly people.
And he's very fidgety.
Yeah.
He takes forever to hit.
Can't do it.
Slow player. Can't back that guy.
No, me neither. One more time with your picks this week.
So we're going Hoagie Fest. Tom Hoagie 43-1. Adam Shank at 85-1. Kevin Yu, Soldier Boy tell him 120 to 1. Kevin Yu, first round leader, 85 to 1. Hayden Buckley, 200 to 1 first round leader. Fuck it. Let's go. And then top 20s on Lucas Glover, Adam Shank, Patrick Rogers, Kevin Yu, CT Pan, and Hayden Buckley.
There you go. And I got Max Homa, 20 to 1. Tony Finau, 27 to 1. And last but not least, Thomas Dietrich at 50 to 1. Appreciate you tuning in, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away for Drinking Bros Sports. Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinking Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. For Delco Dan, I'm Ross Patterson. These are Delco Dan's Dirty Golf Picks. We'll see you on the links.
See you in Vegas.